Well, it seems like this team just loves to make its way back to 500. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Sensitive Media to recap on last night's game between the Phillies and the Toronto Blue Jays as the Phillies lose 4-3 to the Blue Jays as they drop the first game of this two-game series. As they're going to have to settle for hopefully a series split this evening at 7:07. I guys, before getting into this, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. 3 losses in a row for this Phillies team as we are now just 4 games above 500. Where is this offense going? We strike out 14 times as a team last night. 14 times. I am just so tired of this offense is looking so sluggish. We have an opener with Angie Bellata getting the opener start as he only manages to go an inning, and I'm not really too upset about that. I mean, that's pretty much what you expect out of a guy like Angie Bellata. Of course, he only goes 1 inning and gets smacked with 2 earned, but I am just way more upset with this offense. And Kyle Schwarber's certainly cooling off quite a bit, right? Another hit performance last night. He hasn't really been, doing much at the plate. It's just very unfortunate the way this team has played over these past 3 games. Even in the first 2 games of that Cardinal series with a 2-0 win and then the 1-0 win, the pitching is the reason why we won both of those games clearly. We need this offense to get it going, really badly. As we get the scoring summary here in the bottom of the first inning, Teoscar Hernandez doubles on a sharp line drive to center field. George Springer and Bo Bichette come around to score. It is now 2-0 Toronto. A great throw from the cutoff right. Bryson Stott comes up firing the third. Get Teoscar Hernandez at third. What a great throw that was. Hernandez trying to move up to third, and he was tagged out at third by Matt Vierling. So that was certainly a nice, relay from Duber Herrera to Bryson Stott to Matt Vierling. The gun down to Teoscar Hernandez, but unfortunately it did not stop George Springer and Bo Bichette from crossing the plate as the Blue Jays take a 2-0 lead. Let me pick it up here in the top of the second inning. Duber Herrera hits a ground ball. It's a pretty high chopper to third base over to Matt Chapman. Bryson Stott comes around to score as the Phillies going to win a 2-1 ball game. And Duber Herrera was hustling last night. That's one thing that I really love to see, right? He hit a ground ball to second base later in the ball game, and he was busting it up the first base line. It was a bang play. Unfortunately, they were able to get him in time. The Phillies challenged him. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Stop challenging these calls. Not even really that close. I understand that was, a close call, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I got to challenge it. Like, he was out. You go take a lead play. He was out. I'll get to that in a little bit later, but Duber Herrera was certainly busting it out of the left-hand side of the batter's box last night, so it paid off there. So it did kind of take a few weird hops over the third base over to Matt Chapman, but he reaches on an infield single, so Bryson Stott crosses the plate. 2-1 ball game. Then pick it up here in the top of the 4th inning. Bryson Stott homers on a fly ball to right field. His 5th of the season, definitely needed that one for sure. It's been a little while since he's going yard, and the ball game is now tied at 2. So a solo shot for Stott. So we all know how inconsistent he has been so far this season. He's gotten very consistent playing time, and he certainly has not really gotten off to the best start in his big league career. But hopefully this is something that's going to help his confidence a little bit. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Matt Chapman doubles on a sharp line drive to center field. Gurriel Jr. comes around to score off of Mark Appel as it's now 3-2 Blue Jays. So Matt Chapman acquired from the Oakland Athletics, definitely one of the best third baseman in baseball for sure. It's kind of interesting. Way back in the 2014, 2015 offseason, the Blue Jays also made a trade to acquire an all-star third baseman from the Athletics, and that was Josh Donaldson. Do a similar thing here. They trade for an all-star third baseman from the Athletics again in this past season to Matt Chapman. Kind of an interesting sequence of events right there. He's a Gold Glove third baseman, 15 doubles on the year for Chapman, and 3-2 Toronto. Then we pick it up here in the top of the 5th inning. Nick Castellanos singles on a ground ball to left field that sneaks in. Garrett Stubbs comes around to score as the Phillies now tied at 3. Nick Castellanos gets the job done. That was really great to see, right? Another RBI for Castellanos. We talked about it. I understand the OPS is really low. I understand he's had a very underwhelming first year in Philly. But one thing that has been there for Nick Castellanos has been the RBIs. We talked about it yesterday. So he adds to that total with another RBI right there. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. inning. Luis Gurriel Jr. hits a ground rule double out to left center field, his 23rd double of the season. Alejandro Kirk comes around to score as it's now the 4-3 Blue Jays lead. Luckily, that ball did bounce over the wall. Keep Teoscar Hernandez at third. And Jerry Familia, what an absolute disaster. I mean, how much more do you need to see this guy? Stop putting him in a big leverage situation. I'm tired of it. I am just so tired of it. I just cannot stand how bad this guy has been. He has been seriously terrible. He has just been seriously terrible. I understand that part of the reason why, maybe he left him in there longer than he should have is just because of the sinker, right? I mean, that double play, he got Albert Pujols to ground into the other day was huge. But that's pretty rare for Jerry Familia, right? Very rarely is that sinker truly effective. So, that certainly was a mistake by Rob Thompson right there. And Rob Thompson did make some history yesterday by becoming the first Canadian manager to manage in his own country. Rob Thompson did make some history last night. That's pretty cool. If you do not know, Rob Thompson is in the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame. He was inducted there in 2019. He was the Phillies bench coach, of course, during that time. So that would be your final 4-3 Blue Jays take the first game of this quick 2-game series. Schwarber Elias, by his performance, he's certainly cooling off. And one thing about Schwarber, he's not even walking right now. 216 average down, 846 OPS. It continues to drop. Over his last 7 games, hitting 185 with a 241 OBP. Last 15, hitting 220 with a 281 OBP. In his last 30, hitting 228 with a 328 OBP. So the OBP has certainly, seen a significant dip. He's not walking nearly as much as he was before. So that is very disappointing. Rhys Hoskins, hit his performance out of the 2-hole as he also goes down and strikes twice. The only guys not to go down in strikes last night were Duper Herrera and Garrett Stubbs. I mean, everybody in this lineup at least struck out once other than that. Nick Castellanos, only one hit was a big one, the ground ball single to left field to score Garrett Stubbs. So as I talked about for Castellanos, the average continues to sit around 251, but 46 RBIs for Castellanos, just now 4 shy of the 50 mark, a 672 OPS, which just continues to sit around there. I mean, it's been sitting around there for the past week or so. Not much improvement there, but that certainly was nice to see him get the job done right there. And Derek Hall, we all know a power hitter, certainly going to strike out a good amount, but he gets to start at a cleanup spot again and goes down on strikes 3 times as he goes hitless. Not much out of him. And Didi Gregorius gets to start at short, a 1-hit performance last night. 241 average. He continues to remain homerless this year. Bryson Stott, certainly a good night last night. Probably our best offensive player. 2 knocks last night. The solo home run to right field, scoring 2 runs. So he certainly had a good night last night. And works his average now up to 184. Now is at 539 OPS. And over his last 7 games, he is hitting 167 with a 200 on-base percentage. But over his last 15, a 255 average and a 364 OBP. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, for a guy that's been struggling as bad, a 364 OBP over the last 2 weeks, basically, just a tad bit more than that, is certainly not bad at all. So we just need him, to get that average above 200. I said just one day at a time. Don't look at it as one big thing. I mean, he could do it, but it's certainly going to be tough. I mean, think about it. He's had 190 at-bats this year. Matt Vierling, 1 knock last night as he also goes down and strikes 3 times as he gets to start at third. Duper Herrera, legging out that infield single to third. I mean, he almost legged out another infield single. It was a bang-bang play, and now I'm going to get to my point. Why are we challenging these calls? Yes, I understand they're close, but if you go take a look at the replay, he's clearly out. I mean, he was out. I mean, if you did not know, I talked about it a little bit before, a ground ball to second base. It was, as I said, it was close, but it wasn't one of those calls where I have to challenge it. I have to challenge it. I mean, of course, you want to look at it, but it doesn't mean you have to challenge it. The ball clearly beat him there, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. did a really good job at first base to extend the glove out so the ball could get there quicker, of course. The ball was clearly there before Duper stepped at first base. There was a call the other day with Alec Bohm sliding into second base when he dislocated his left finger. I mean, he was clearly safe there. And we challenged that, and they did not overrule it. And I thought that was so ridiculous. And that was one of the calls that actually will go to the Phillies defense on that. The umpires are just so bad. They're just so bad. I'm not going to go on the Phillies. I'm not going to blame the Phillies for that one. But I am certainly going to blame them for that one last night. Stop challenging these calls. The call, clearly is the right call. It's just ridiculous. And Garrett Stubbs, 1 knock last night as he gets to start behind home plate. Rafael Marchand was also added to the roster to be the backup catcher. Of course, he was last night. He will be again tonight. As Garrett Stubbs also scores one of Phil's 3 runs. And Jubilati, an inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, and 2 were earned, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts, a 3.64 ERA. It wasn't really that great. I'll be honest with you. I really wasn't, too blown away by him at all. Of course, he does allow that 2-run double there at the bottom of the first inning. Certainly not a very good start. And Mark Appel, 3 innings, 5 hits, run was earned, and 2 strikeouts. Not too bad. A 1.29 ERA for Appel. He continues to be pretty decent, that's for sure. I mean, I'm interested to see when Connor Brogdon does come back. Does Mark Appel stay up here? He's certainly fighting for a roster spot for sure. Jerry's familiar. An inning and a third, 4 hits, run was earned. Didn't walk a batter and strike out 2. I mean, a 4.85 ERA, $6 million just for 1 year. I think it's important to emphasize $6 million just for 1 year, and you got a guy, Brett Hand, who has been so much more productive. So Jerry's feeling gets smacked with loss, now 1-1 on the year. So it's not 2015 anymore, it's not 2016 anymore, it's not even 2018 anymore. Corey Knebel, 2/3 innings as he came in to clean up with the mess that Jerry's Familia left, and luckily he was able to get out of it despite walking 1. And Jose Alvarado, an inning last night, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, didn't walk a batter. He's definitely been a lot better recently, no question. 4.68 ERA for Alvarado. I'm still not a huge fan, but he's certainly been more productive than he was before. And Michael Kelly, an inning, 1 hit, and also collected a strikeout. A 2.25 ERA for Michael Kelly, just 4 games. That's pretty much it. Of course, the Mets lose to the Braves 4-1 last night. This has definitely been an exciting series. As the Braves are just 1.5 back from the Mets. My goodness gracious, a 53-36 record for Atlanta, a 54-34 record for the New York Mets, and the Phillies now sit at 46-42 as we are now booted out of the wild card. The St. Louis Cardinals defeated the Los Angeles Dodgers last night. I'm just like, this Phillies team, it just drives me crazy. We work our way up 7 games above 500, and we seems like whenever we're, like a significant amount over 500, we just try to work our way back to 500, and then when we get below 500, we work our way just, above 500. We just float right around 500. You know why? Because we're a 500 baseball team. It's just the same thing every year. It's very, very tiring, that is for sure. So we're now 5-5 in our last 10. After starting off this road trip on a really high note with winning the first 2, we have now dropped 3 straight. So it's just so dejecting, but hopefully the Dodgers can get the job done tonight against those Cardinals. 7-7 the first pitch tonight. Zach Wheeler, 8-4, they 2.46 ERA going against Ross Stripling, 4-3, they 3.34 ERA. So it's certainly not going to be too easy tonight, but we're playing at a hitter's park. We're not doing anything. We get to see a Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber only has 4 more games now. I don't know if he's going to do it. To tie Mike Schmidt's record for most home runs, by Phil before the All-Star break with 31. Still sits at 28. So I'm, hoping that maybe he could do that, but honestly, it just looks dimmer and dimmer by the day. He's certainly been cooling off. Hopefully we can turn this around. Hopefully we can grab a win tonight and go to Miami with a series split. So that 3-game series down there in Miami, then we get into the All-Star break. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you didn't get. Please engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Social Media, Instagram, follow me on Twitter and beyond social media, card text 267-225-3292, email me philliesmedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Luke and I'll talk to you later. Let's go Phillies. I'll see you guys.